Huzzah! We're
Huzzah!
live.
Nice. Nice.
Yes. And as soon as I hit the live button, I'm like really thirsty. I don't have anything
Always.
to drink.
That's like part of my pre-show situation. Like I have to get my drink ready to go because I've said it before. This room is quite hot that I stream from, so I need something to cool me off from the word go.
Yeah. Speaking of hot.
Thank you.
Speaking of hot, last night, after hours, our AC decides to stop working.
Oh God, that's like the worst time.
Yeah. So luckily, figured out what it was, and I was able to fix it myself without having to call somebody. Because the main people here in Dothan, doesn't matter what their name is. I'm not going to call them out on stream, but for them just to show up at your door, it's $90 up front.
God.
You have to pay $90 for them to even come and look at your stuff. And then,
no.
Yeah.
People have lost their mind, man.
Yeah, but apparently that's kind of common because we called somebody a few years back to look at our stove because our stove quit working after something caught on fire in it. And,
I know that story, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like $50. It was like we charged $50 to come and look at it, to assess the problem.
Oh my gosh, man.
And right now with this heat, man, I'm sure that AC place is making a killing.
Yeah, I've thought about getting into AC repair because it's not like huge amount of stuff to learn. You could get it in like a year or two of certification, and you make very well because of things like you just listed. But the irony of being air conditioner repair is that you are very rarely in air conditioning.
This is true.
Units are always outside or in attics. It's the hottest of hottest places. And of course they call you during the summer because they need it and they didn't turn it on any in the winter. So they turn it on and crank it down to 50 and then it freezes up and breaks. And so I was like, it sounds good, but I'd rather be the guy in charge of sending the other guys out.
Well, let's start a business, Trey.
You some guys that can do air conditioner repair.
I mean, give me a year or two, and yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Networking is where it's at, people.
Yeah, you can answer the phone, and I'll go out and get the money, and
that's how business works, everyone. You just go out and get the money.
Yeah.
Whew.
Man, but so come to find out, my dryer vent, the dryer vent that comes outside the house and blows all the hot air and some lint out and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
is about 3 to 4 inches away from the back side of my AC unit.
Yeah,
and so that whole back side of my AC unit was coated in dryer lint. So what was happening was my AC unit outside was getting overheated.
Clogged. Yeah.
And couldn't keep up. And so I had to take it apart and took a water hose and just sprayed the whole thing. And it was disgusting.
Oh, I'm sure.
And now we're cool as can be. Luckily though, I had a window unit out in the little shed that I brought and put in the bedroom. And so we all froze to death last night. We were very comfortable. Just in our bedroom though. So the kids were on the floor, the dogs were in the bed with us, we were in the bed. It was a good time.
Good times.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna finish chewing this gummy worm and then we'll get started.
That's what all of this was about. It was just so Travis could finish his snack before we actually start the show.
Stream snack.
Stream snacks are a real thing, but people hate the sounds they make. Yep.
All right. So, welcome to episode 8 of Favorite Terrain. Woo-hoo! I'm real curious to see how this episode goes. We're talking about the Owlin race.
Yes.
Yes.
the newest race in D&D.
Formerly known as Owl Folk.
Yeah. Were they?
Yeah, when they were still in the Unearthed Arcana, and that was kind of like the playtest stuff.
Yeah.
They were called Owl Folk.
And they were like, we can't just insert animal folk everything, y'all.
Yeah, because the Haragon, I think, were called Rabbit Folk.
Yeah, see, it got really lazy after a while, because then everyone's like, well, then by that, why can't I be like weasel folk or badger folk or, like literally whatever you want you could be. And people are like, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
But we have Owlins.
Or, depending on your DM style, which I'm talk about a little bit, you could be a weasel folk.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll told you can take the stats from anything and just say it looks different and call it whatever you want.
Right. Yeah, and that's really what most players want. Like, how cool would it be if I could be like a badger folk? Like, could I be like a little badger guy? And I'm like, sure.
Like, yeah, why not? Use the stats for the Haragon and your badger.
Right. It's just flavor,
Yeah, it's really all it is. Who cares?
Right. Anyway, so we'll talk about that. But before we do, welcome if you're with us live. I already see we got some likes on the back end here. Got some viewers, and thank you. So if you're over here on YouTube, don't forget to like for my burp, like the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do that. If you're watching after the fact, still do it anyway.
Yeah. And we got subscribers this week, so thank you guys.
Yeah. Do I have alerts? Let me see.
You probably do. You just don't have them on.
Oh, I do. I do have them on. It's very tiny and minimal, not to obstruct the conversation, but they're there.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, so thank you for that. If you if the audio version is more your thing, you're over on Spotify. If you found us over here, thank you. Thank you for giving us a review that I know you've done, the 5-star review. That's easy. It's just like 2 clicks on the phone there. Click, or with the mouse, or whatever you're fond of clicking with. So thank you for that. And go check us out on other things. We've got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah. Which we still haven't revamped that, but that's okay.
Nope.
The most important thing right now for Patreon is if you want to hear us talk about something, if there's a topic that you feel is the most important thing, and you're like, I want Two Beards to weigh in on this, then Patreon's the place to do that. So if you head over to Patreon and support us over there, and you'll be like, hey, talk about this, we're going to talk about that, because people giving us money blows our minds.
Yes, it does, to this day.
Yeah.
Like when you buy a piece of merch, or you just give money, or you're a patron, we're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't know if you see it, Trey, but I'm wearing the old school.
Oh my gosh, you got the beard nips on.
The beard nips, yeah.
That's what the beardlings called it when we were so proud of that shirt.
Yeah.
Like, we got that shirt out there, and those of you on the podcast forum, literally all it is like a play button in the middle and our 2 beard silhouettes. It's not, and they're not even our beards. We just pulled it off of stock photos.
Right. Yeah. The 2.
It goes right across the chest, and the beards hit right on the chest areas. And so we rolled that out, and we were so proud of it, and immediately the beardlings were like, haha, beard nips. And I was like, that's what we get. That's what we get for trying to be on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I still got my shirt like that. I love that shirt.
I do too. Yeah, I think it's probably I would say my favorite would have been the baseball tee with the big giant beard on it.
Yes, the baseball tee was nice.
Yeah. And then this one's the close second.
I was partial to the Christmas sweaters.
The one Christmas sweater? Did I make more than one?
I don't know. I never got one, but I liked the way they looked.
Oh, the one with the bearded tree on it.
Yeah, it was the beard logo, but then you just put like a little stump underneath it and made it a Christmas tree. And you put like a star on top. I loved it. I was like, dude, that's so clever. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anyone ever ever
No,
purchased that one, but it was a cool
no,
idea.
we never put it out for purchase. It was just for us, and we were like, "Hey, if you do this, we might send you one of these." And no one ever did the thing. So, yeah, there's like one or two out there, and nothing else.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. Hopping on here to the Facebook the YouTube to like our video. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the Owlin race, which
Yes.
we said before stream that there's not much to it lore wise.
Nope.
Which is it's like a, I don't know, I think it's good and a bad thing. I believe I read somewhere, maybe Reddit or just kind of read somebody else's notes on it, but it does leave you to be able to fill in that lore as a DM for your world or whatever, as you see fit. There's not like other than first little paragraph on the Owlin page, it just says distant kin of giant owls from the Feywild. Owlin come in many shapes and sizes, from petite and fluffy to wide-winged and majestic. Owlin have arms and legs like other humanoids, as well as wings that extend from their backs and shoulders. So that's it. That's it. That's all you get. So
Yep. There's your mighty lore dump for this episode.
Yeah. So come back next week and we'll talk about something else.
But that in itself, if you get, like you said, if you get creative, you can go any which way you want with this. And I know you kind of like to do this as well as Dungeon Masters. We love to have our players write the lore of the world. Because if we haven't fleshed it out, we could, spend time and think and come up with all these ideas. Or we could just say, oh, you play an owl, and what do you imagine your character's backstory? And then you just start sort of going off of that. But the fact that they come from the Feywild, which it makes sense. I don't know where else they would come from, honestly.
Right.
Is cool. Feywild is so wild and crazy. So it's sort of like anything goes in the Feywild. Like, as long as you are coherent in the fact that the world is not pure chaos, then you're fine. But the Feywild loves chaos. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird place.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and I feel like we can't talk about Owlin without talking a little bit about Aarakocra, because I feel like Aarakocra. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, it makes you feel like, isn't this just a flavored Aarakocra? If you want to go back to our original point. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and it is a little bit, but one thing is they change, and I didn't find this out till like 30 minutes ago researching this, but when the Owlin came out and they did a whole lot of changes to the races in 5th edition, they changed Aarakocra. I mean, a few years ago when I was DMing, I had a person playing an Aarakocra, and what's cool is, and as a DM, which I think the main focus of this podcast is to talk about certain subjects, but to talk about them in the viewpoint of a DM. Like, okay, here's what the rules say, but what am I going to do with those rules?
Yeah.
And so I had a character that wanted to play an Aarakocra, but he's like, but I don't want to be, because the picture is like this eagle-looking bird, and it doesn't really say anything about it looking like anything else in the description. But he's like, what do you think about me being an Aarakocra, but a peacock?
Yes, I loved this character.
Yeah, and I was like, I love this. And he was going to be a bard of the school.
Which fits perfectly.
Right. And I'm like, I'm going to support that. Like, as a DM, I'm like, yes, that sounds like an excellent character. He was a bard. I think of the Glamour College, whatever.
Oh, yes. Yes.
He's a very flamboyant bard. Anyway, it was an excellent character. The guy who played it was very naturally, like in real life, musically gifted, could sing very well. He's very good he loved role playing. He's actually at the time he was playing, he was one of my high school students, that came into our game. He was a senior. So he was like right there. He was about to graduate, which I was okay with him playing with.
Yeah. As long as you're a grown folk, it's fine.
Yeah. He was 18 and playing with. Anyway, I keep looking over here. We got a picture on the wall that somebody did some art, commissioned some art for the group whenever we split up. And I'm looking at his character. But I'm like, yeah. And so whenever I think of Owlins, I'm like, I mean, what's something like out of the box we can think of that's bird? Because there are some difference, and I think that's kind of where I started talking about the Aarakocra. So Aarakocra is medium, like you're a medium creature, and a benefit of the Owlin race is you can be medium or small. So there's the first difference there.
Yeah.
If you're looking at doing, I don't know, the first thing that comes to my mind is like a hummingbird. How cool would a hummingbird?
Oh, heck yeah. And you're just like halfling or gnome sized?
Right. Yeah. Like a small little hummingbird creature. I'm trying to think of other small. I mean, all birds are small, but in the context,
well, some of them are not small, actually.
Well, that's true.
Some birds could pick you up, sir. But like, even if you think about, if you go with the sheer owl point of the Owlins, you've got those like little pygmy owls that are like super small,
right?
That like when they're all puffed up, they're basically just like the size of a baseball. So you could do something like that.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about because owls in real life, like you've got, like you're saying, you've got the little small pygmy ones, you've got like huge barn owls, you've got I mean some owls that could hurt me, like just being for real.
Yes,
they're very large creatures, and I think that's probably a reason why they had the small to medium range available. I'm trying to see. I thought it might have it in the legacy options for. Oh, they do Aarakocra Legacy. Okay. Let me scroll down here. Yeah. So one thing they've changed, and so this is the same for Owlins and Aarakocras, is you get a flight speed, or whatever.
Equal to your walking speed, so you move 30.
Equal to your walking speed if you're wearing light or no armor. If you're wearing medium or heavy armor, you can't deal. Used to, so that's the same for Owlins and Aarakocras. It used to for Sorry, something I learned. I've always pronounced it Aarakocra.
I do too. How do you say it?
Aarakocra.
Aarakocra. If you click on the little speaker icon on their name on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I forgot that they got all the Critical Role people to do this. Let me hear it real quick. Hold on. Aarakocra.
Yeah.
Aarakocra.
But I'm going to call it Aarakocra.
Aarakocra. Yeah.
Aarakocra.
Aarakocra.
Yeah, so
that feels like they're trying too hard. Like, like calm down.
Yeah, so the flight speed for the Aarakocra. We got somebody in the chat. Duart Lemons. Hey guys, what's happening? Sorry if you already covered this. But can Owlins always fly, or does it require something special or on occasion? Yeah, so they've always got a flight speed, but you can't fly if you're wearing medium or heavy armor. So if you've got no armor on, or light armor, like a light leather armor or something, I think leather's light, you can fly. And your flight speed is the same as whatever your walking speed is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good question there. But the flight speed for Aarakocra used to be 50 feet, and the walking speed was only 25. So they were slower on land, but much faster than the air. But they've kind of brought the Owlin and the Aarakocra to the same thing. Mm-hmm. Walking speed's 30. Flight speed is the same as your walking speed.
Which is interesting, because if you ever do anything to increase your speed, like your walking speed, your flight speed goes with it. So It's not like you have one over the other. If you take, I can't remember the feat, but it's whatever increases your speed, your flight speed becomes the same thing. So it's not like it's one over the other.
Yep. Okay, so one really cool thing, and this has changed from Legacy, I mean not Legacy, but from when it was just still a playtest, is that the Owlin race has a dark vision of 120 feet, which is like super dark vision.
Yes.
Because normally dark vision is not 120 feet. I think it's like half of that.
Like 60, I think is what it normally is.
But I think only Drow, the gnome equivalent, and the dwarf equivalent of the Underdark versions are the only 3 races that have dark vision at 120 feet.
Yeah, which is really, really good. Like it makes the difference between you see something coming and you need to fight now to, hey, we have a 1 round to figure out a plan.
Right. So 120 feet is bonkers, but I love it because it's appropriate for an owl. Like,
yes, it is, because it makes perfect sense that they can see in the dark really well. It's kind of like the whole point.
Yeah, flight speed. Okay, and their last thing, which is unique to the Owlins versus the Aarakocra, is their silent feathers. So your feathers don't make a noise. And it also gives you proficiency in the stealth skill. So my wheels,
which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, how cool would it be to have a flying stealthy, sneaky rogue owl person? Like, because rogues naturally wear light armor,
right?
So you'd be able to fly, and I'd have to like really think about this because I haven't experienced this in the context of combat. But if you're flying and you're like coming down from above to get like the element of surprise, like, I don't know. I just think there's some really cool role-playing combat options.
Oh yeah, like the idea of getting your stealth attack from a dive bomb situation. Like, it's dark, you don't know it. What do? You just pound in it. And if you've ever seen a video of an owl or any bird of prey hunting, once they see their thing, they just bam, get at it. It's not like they just sort of land and they're like, haha, let's fight. It's they bam, barrel into that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the idea of, the bad guys are just walking around and all of a sudden your super stealthy rogue assassin dive bombs somebody out of the air and they're just like, what?
Yeah.
Especially if you can get clever with it and at least try to carry him up some. Could you imagine just like grappling like a bandit and then just lifting him up and dropping him?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
That'd be dope. Which I'm trying to look at pictures of Owlins here, because one thing Aarakocra get that Owlins do not is a talon attack. So
no, they don't. Yeah.
So for the Aarakocra, you have talons that you can use to make unarmed strikes. When you hit them, the strike deals 1d6 plus strength modifier slashing damage instead of the bludgeoning damage normally for an unarmed strike. So this, before the changes, this used to be just 1d4. So that got bumped up whenever Owlins came out and they did some changes to the races. But I'm looking at pictures, and the feet for the Aarakocra is totally like, eagle talons, where you got that third or fourth appendage on the back, the grabbing one.
Yeah.
And then the Owlins, it's not really good pictures, but the one that I'm looking at here doesn't. It's just kind of like a 3-toed span of like normal. I'm gonna Google Owlin race here, just kind of see what comes up.
Oof.
Yeah, everything I'm looking at, they're more just kind of naturally toed.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's crazy though, because if you look at the D&D Beyond stuff and they have like their hands, they have giant claws.
That particular picture, those claws are
massive.
Terrifying. But doing just a search for Owlin races and stuff, they're not all like that.
No.
No. Um, so, but some of these little owls are so adorable. I love
Yeah,
it.
like you just start searching it and it's great. Oh, this is great. Like you just search like Owlin and you get the pictures and everything. There's this one where he obviously is a fighter and he's standing here with his arms folded like this, but then he's also doing like that owl sideways head cock thing. And I'm just like, that's great, man. Like whoever did that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, these are fantastic. I love this race.
Yep. And the Owlins, the way they brought them into the lore of D&D is that they are they came with the Strixhaven source material. Let me pull it up. Yeah. Strixhaven, a curriculum in chaos, which if you don't know about that, and this is not about Strixhaven, I'm sure we'll eventually have an episode on Strixhaven, but it's basically magic school. And this is where the Owlin race essentially came from because it's like owls, knowledge, wisdom. Basically, you're apt to find Owlins at Strixhaven because they like to read and learn knowledge and all those different kinds of things. That doesn't have to be canon in your world, but that's where it all connects. Is the Strixhaven things.
Yeah. Yeah, which I haven't really dived into that book yet. It does fascinate me, like having like a whole school system laid out that you can have.
Someone at Wizards of the Coast said, I want to play Harry Potter in the D&D world, and instead of just playing Harry Potter homebrew campaigns, they're like, I demand source material. So there you go.
Do it in chat. Did they have perception bonuses since owls are normally considered wise? No. But
like we said, there is little.
Right. And when Wizards changed all the races to make it, their goal was to make it like, if you want to play a barbarian gnome, like we shouldn't pin certain stat changes. So normally, like from older 5th edition character stats and like say Pathfinder, the stat bonuses that you got were different depending on the race because your natural affinities for strength or wisdom or whatever. Here in the past year or so, I can't remember when they made these changes, but they've just made it
it's in the
same.
Past few months.
Right. So now ability score increases. I'll just read what it says. When determining your character's ability score, increase one of these scores by 2 and increase a different one by 1, or increase three different scores by 1.
The 3 different scores by 1 is new and unique.
Yeah. Following this rule, regardless of the method you use to determine the score, such as rolling or point by. So they're trying to give players more freedom. If you want to be that gnome that naturally gnomes aren't very strong because they're tiny, aren't going to have a big strength, but who cares?
You could.
Right. So now they're taking those race specific ability score increases and just making them the same for every race,
and you get to pick because customization is what makes it fun.
Right. So if you want a higher perception bonus because you want your owl to be wise, you have that option. And every 4 levels you get ability increases or something like that. I forget which ones. I think it starts at level 4 and then it's every so often you get to bump your ability scores up.
It's every 4 still.
Yeah, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, one would think, yes. Yeah. So, stealth. I can't let that go. Like I want a sneaky rogue owl.
Let's make one, Travis.
Oh, are we gonna do that?
Yeah.
I am not set up for this.
You're not set up for it. What do you mean?
I don't know. Does this translate well for podcast form? Like,
I think it is, as long as we're descriptive with what we're doing. Because, well, I guess I could pull it up and kind of see how it went. But if you guys listened to the episode where we did what were they called?
Oh, the Simic hybrids?
Yeah, the Simic hybrid. I don't know why I blanked on that. But the Simic hybrid, we were talking about the race and we said, "Hey, you know what would be fun? Let's make an NPC and put it out on the homebrew creations of D&D Beyond so people can just have access to it."
Right.
We basically created a character and then I translated it into a monster, which was quote unquote an NPC, and put it out there. We named him Folus Amara. Travis, 2 people have added him to their world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Duarte says, "Go for it."
All right.
So kind of the idea was, and I'm vamping for time in case Travis needs to do some changes to the stream, but the idea is that whenever we do a race, we're going to create an NPC for this based on our collective creativity, and then we'll put him out there on D&D Beyond, and you guys can find it. Like I even put it in the note for Folus. Let me pull it up. Where did it go? Oh yeah, under the description I said, "Note, this is the NPC created by Two Beards Play on episode 2 of their podcast, Favored Terrain." So you can know right off the bat that that's our NPC because I always put that note at the top of the description. And I basically just sort of put it all together. I thought it looked really good because, you've got the stat blocks, and all of that. So I think this is fun. And plus, when we don't have a lot of information, this can really buff up the episode length. So...
All right. So, all right. So, who's keeping track of the stats and the decisions? Are you doing that since you'll probably publish this later?
Yeah. If you create the character, because we share the account. If you create the character, I'll be able to see it, and then I just pull from there. And then, for simplicity's sake, I delete the character.
Yes.
Nope. I take that back. I didn't. Folus is still on there.
We'll delete them later.
Yeah, we'll delete them later, yeah. But once we get them made into the NPC, it works. Yeah, if you just go to that and create it, you can even show the people, the process. If you need to, take me off the screen and just do that. This is ultimately for the podcast anyway, so I don't really care.
Okay, let me see what might be beneficial here.
Or if you want to cover you up and I just be the face on the screen, I don't really care.
I bet. Let's see. Boink.
God, you made a Wilbert character.
That's who I'm playing in my Every Other Friday. Dude, I do the voice and everything, and he is fantastic. He is low key trying to be a pacifist, but he's not doing a very good job at it. Anyway, so yeah, don't just ignore our faces because they're not important for the podcast.
Yeah, really. This is all for the podcast. If you're seeing the stuff on the stream on YouTube, this is just for the people that hang out in the live stuff, and probably right now that's Duarte. So Duarte, us and you, buddy, let's do this.
All right, so there we go. We'll do. You know what? I'll cover my face. There you go.
Yes.
All right. So whenever I'm displeased and making disgruntled faces, nobody will see it.
That's true. That's true. You can pick your nose and all that jazz.
Yeah. So just a side note, going back to Wilbert. Yeah, he is a Haragon character, and I do the voice, and Jeremy absolutely hates him. Hates. He's like, "That's the creepiest bunny ever," and you made a D&D character out of him. So it's great, and
yep.
And so it's me. There's 4 people in the running, me, Brooke, who's a fairy, Alex, who's a fairy, and then I can't remember the guy's name. I was first time meeting him, but he's a Warforge cleric.
I was say, is he a fairy?
No, he's a Warforge. So he's a tall, medium size with all these little tiny fey creatures running around, causing chaos the whole time. And one fairy's a fighter who's just I don't care, I'm just gonna smash it, it doesn't matter. And I'm there trying to conversate and talk down every encounter.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what the other fairy is. And then he's a cleric, but like I'm a druid, and I'm like I took all the healing stuff, so I'm also a healer. Anyway, but I do the voice like this the whole time. And we were talking to a bunch of orcs in this cave, and they weren't very nice, but I thought I could talk them down and appeal to their more gentle side. But it didn't go very well, and one ended up trying to eat me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's great.
This is what I need you to do. I need you to take your creepy puppet and work on getting him a cosplay of his D&D version.
Oh.
And I need you to record you bringing that puppet to your sessions.
Just sitting under the table and holding him up.
And just doing the whole thing as Wilbert. And I just need to see Kote squirm because he's going to...
He's gonna be like, no, we're not doing this.
You cannot do this at all. Dude, that would be a hilarious series of videos if we did that with Wilbert at the table of a D&D session. Oh my god,
that would be hilarious.
Oh god, we'll put them on table scraps.
So what's that sounds like the kind of voice that would be eaten by an orc. Think you do it. Okay, our Owlin
welcome
NPC.
Friends. Nope, gotta kill that guy.
What's our Owlin's name gonna be?
Big Eyes McStuffins. No, I'm joking.
Hoot McGoots.
Huh?
I said Hoot McGoots.
McGoots. Oh my god. McGoots. All right, so I got an Owlin name generator. Woo!
How about we name him Dewart? Or Dewart in the chat, hanging out with us.
Yeah, we'll name him Dewart. Dewart Magoots. Dewart Magoots. This is more incentive for people to do the live stream. Like, great, I'm being made into a doofy NPC for this weird world.
McGoots, is that like a Goots? That's how I see it in my brain.
Duart said you should definitely start dressing it for each week's. Yeah, we're talking about Wilbert.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. Wilbert might hop on and do a favorite terrain.
God.
All right. We'll do milestone.
Duart said, "I'm honored." Well, we haven't made the character yet, buddy. Hold on.
All right. Okay. So, choose a race. We're going to do Owlin, which I think is in alphabetical order. Here we go.
It should be.
Yes. Choose race. All right. Size. Medium or small?
You want to go small, like you want to do this rogue thing?
Yeah, we'll do that. I like that idea.
Because we made Folus like a barbarian or something like that because of the grappling. So, yeah.
Yeah. Dark vision, flight, silent feathers, all good there. We'll go to the next page. We will do a rogue. Add class. We're gonna do what, level 3?
We did Folus at level 5.
Did we?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do level 5.
Just to give him a few bonuses, because it's an NPC. It's not really like a character.
Wilbert would be like Lamb Chop meets Tales of Crypt.
Oh my god, that's great.
All right, so we've got 4.
Oh, also, like Rushing Water said, Phillips Famine here got you guys pulled up on the big screen. Woo!
Woo!
And the Philippians are a member plus. Their adventure party got bigger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about what to do about if you encounter an ugly baby on stream the other night. On my Papanelli stream.
Go on.
It's like I was telling them like, "Hey, congratulations on the baby! It's beautiful." Blah blah blah. And Jeremy's in the Discord with me. We're playing Minecraft. And it's like, ooh, I mean, what do you do if it wasn't an ugly baby? Like, I'm like, I wouldn't tell them. It's like, well, how can they trust you? I'm like, because it's a anyway. We're talking about how to handle and like I mean, if you see an ugly baby, just call it precious, because all babies are precious. I think you can get away with that. Like, that baby's precious.
Yeah.
It's ugly as a duck, but it's precious.
It's precious.
Yeah.
Bless their heart.
Bless their heart. And I think whoever was behind the keyboard for Rushing Waters was like, "Oh, that baby's precious. I bet it's got a good personality."
That was probably Cody. Oh, that's great. Oh man.
All right, we got 4 skills to choose.
Double down on stealth.
That doesn't
Can you
work
do that
way. No, that's a Pathfinder thing.
Dang it. Well, if we're going rogue,
I feel like sleight of hand.
Yeah, that'll be nifty for the stealing of things.
Acrobatics. I feel like it'll be a little nimble.
Yeah.
I think perception's a good go-to.
Oh, with the eyes? Yeah. Yeah.
Like Rushing Water says, it was me, Jess.
Oh, it was... Okay, nice. Nice. Duarte says, that baby looks just like you.
That's always my excuse when somebody compliments my kids, like, your girls are just so pretty. I was like, I know, they take after me.
That's good. Lately, people have started saying, Juju's really starting to look like Emily, and I always go, thank God. Cody trademarks his babies. They come out looking like him. I mean, it's really also really hard to tell early on. Like, when babies are brand new, they are just a blob of a human. They don't really look or have any kind of form. They really got to grow into it, Yeah. So you never know. I mean, obviously, their daughter Sky is obviously marked by her dad because she is already, like, super tall and stuff like that, even as a young child. Hi, Sky, by the way. Hope you're having a good evening, sweetheart. I would love I would love for their new child to be very much like Jess, to sort of balance it out. People can be like, yep, and yep, copy that.
Literally.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more skill. And let's see, we got athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, performance, or persuasion. I'm leaning deception, and my reasoning is owls, like, you can't read an owl by his eyeballs. Like, he's just got those eyeballs that are just, like, staring out into space.
Yeah, just
like, I can't read you. Like, are you being serious right now? and one eye blinks,
Yeah. Or if you're behind them and they just turn their head around, they're like,
right.
Like, oh God, man.
So I'm thinking either deception or intimidation for that last one.
I like deception because you also think about a rogue. If you get caught, hey, what are you doing? You stealing? No.
Right.
Okay then. Side note: all my thug guards are Cockney in my world.
All right, we do get to rogue expertise, and I think this is kind of a callback to that, being able to choose a skill twice to get double.
It's got to be stealth. One of them's got to be stealth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, that's a no-brainer. And then you want to do the sleight of hand if you want to lean into the whole pickpockety steely kind of thing.
That or thieves' tools.
Oh, that's true too, because then you get proficiency in like lock picking and stuff like that. And I like to think an Owlin's lock picking are just his talons.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, we'll do thieves' tools.
Whoa, hold on. My mind just got blown here.
What?
Duarte Lemon said, Sky says hello. She says she is building Legos.
What?
Hold on. Why can't I just click on people in the chat and their stuff comes up? That really does, but okay. You can't search people on YouTube, can you? Like,
no.
You can't just find their thing. Maybe. Hold on. All right, you keep going, Travis.
Okay. All right. So at third level, you choose a roguish.
Yep, I know. Okay, it took me a while, but yep. Hey, buddy. Duarte's Cody.
Oh.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Okay. I legit didn't know that was you, buddy. So like for these past
Formerly
few weeks
an
and episodes
innocent bunny.
when you've been chatting, we've just been like, oh, some random dude Dwight got in there. So I'm sorry we didn't realize that was you. Anyway.
Okay. So roguish archetype at level 3. We've got arcane trickster, assassin, inquisitive, mastermind, phantom, scout, soul knife, swashbuckler, and thief. I don't know what some of these are. We need to have a rogue episode.
I mean, it's on there. It's on the wheel. Dwar said, formerly an innocent bunny. Jess said his cover is blown. Oh, yeah, the rogue episode's going to be fun, man. Rogues are so much fun to play. I got someone right now, Cody. He's playing the other Cody. I believe when they moved in, we had to differentiate, and Cody Duarte, we established he was Jurassic Cody. Anyway, the Cody that I have playing with me right now he's playing a Paladin Rogue, I believe is what the situation is, and it's bonkers.
Nice.
Anyway.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of this as an NPC, like somebody that you can use in your campaign. And I'm thinking assassin would be pretty cool. Like somebody you could hire, maybe your players could hire, or if you encounter this assassin that's been hired to kill you, or what are you laughing at?
I just had a thought. I love the idea if it's an assassin because you're like you need somebody killed, so you meet this Owlin creature in a tavern, and you sit down and you're like, I need you to kill someone, and he goes, who? Just goes, who?
No. I hate you.
The pinnacle of my dad jokes. It doesn't get any better than that, buddy.
No, it doesn't. It does not. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, my stomach hurts. Oh my god. Well, okay, so yeah, he could be an assassin.
Okay.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Ooh.
All right, we'll choose the level 4 ability score increase in a second. Let's go over to abilities and figure out.
Duarte said it was more fun this way. True story, that's been my Twitter name. I then use the same email for my Verizon account, so when I call people to show up as Duarte Lemons, Verizon refers to me as Mr. Lemons. And they're laughing at who? Oh my god.
All right, so
yeah, let's get some stats.
Oof. Okay.
Oof. Oof. What are you doing to me, Travis? Oh my
okay,
god.
that's got a 1. We're gonna redo that one.
All these stats are garbage.
Yeah. How can I redo just one single?
Roll them all, and then I think you can get a whole new set.
Yeah, we're gonna reset that. Confirm.
Oh my god. You rolled like a 6, a 9, and 2 11s.
Hold on, let me get some actual dice real quick.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can get real dice if you want me to, buddy. Oh my god. See, this is why I don't trust virtual dice rollers. You all saw that. It's on a video somewhere. You saw what happened. I don't trust virtual dice. I just don't. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that they are random.
Which is funny because I've gotten super lazy as a player versus being a DM. And so I've got my Wilbert character on D&D Beyond, and I have my iPad at the game, and they make it so
your
easy.
Virtual dice.
Yeah, I just click on the attack, and it rolls it for me. I'm like,
I mean, it is nice.
I'm done. This is done. This is all I want.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, Duarte said re-roll that. So yeah, I mean, I love that where you could just click it and it like shows up on the screen and all that.
Yeah.
But more often than not, and maybe it's just me, but my experience is they roll low, like below average consistently. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna get my real dice.
All right, so our first one is a 13.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna roll again. And the way that I'm rolling and how I always let my player characters roll is you roll 4 die. Oh god, it's gonna be horrible. You roll 4 die, re-roll any ones, and keep the highest 3.
Yeah, that's how I always do it too.
And even in doing that, I just got a 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you got like a 2, 2, and a 4? Or 2, 2, 3?
I got a 3 and 2 2s. Yeah.
Oh.
But I just got a 16. So we're 13, 7, and 16.
Okay. Duarte said, you just rolled the owl from the Tootsie Roll commercial.
All right, I got a 15.
Mr. Owl! Let's make that a thing for old Duarte Magoots here, is that you can bribe him with a lollipop.
Yeah, he's always got candy on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 11. And one more. One more score. 10. Okay. We got some increases too. So.
Yeah. High one dex. Just go ahead and do that.
All right, which is going to be our 16.
Mm-hmm.
What we want? Constitution, intelligence, strength, charisma.
You know my philosophy about Constitution. Like your Constitution, it doesn't have to be your high stat, but it shouldn't be your dump stat either.
No, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna do. I feel like charisma should be up there. So I did 16 Dex, 15 Con, 13 charisma. So we got 7, 11, and 10. Ooh. What do you think we need for a rogue?
For going rogue, intelligence and wisdom is not that important. Strength is more important than intelligence and wisdom.
All right, so we'll do 11 in strength. Intelligence.
I feel like if he's going to be a rogue and we're going to make like this streetwise kid, like intelligence over wisdom, or is that the other way around?
That'd be the other way around.
Yeah, wisdom over intelligence. He's not book smart, but he is street smart.
Okay. All right, so let's see. We've got odd. So there's
lots of odds.
And then even. So do we want to do a +1 spread to get some?
Well, also you remember the increase thing for the races we talked about.
That's what we're doing right now. We can either do 3 +1s, or we can.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Or we could do a +2 or a +1. So I mean, 3 +1s will. We've got 4 odd numbers, so we can bump it up to the next modifier.
Yeah.
That. Okay.
Duarte said every interaction the player leaves with a half-eaten Tootsie Pop. These could be exchanged for a quest or something. It's like his calling card. It's a Tootsie Pop bitten in half.
All right, so let's do con. Bump that to a 16. I'm gonna do strength to get that to a 12.
Yeah, I like bumping up the odds to even so that you just get more bonuses.
Right. And then, all right, we're going to have a negative with intelligence. We're still going to have a negative intelligence if I bump it up to an 8.
Yeah, that's not going to help much. But it goes from a -2 to a -1, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because 8, 9 is -1.
Yeah.
11 is 0. So you want to do intelligence to an 8?
Yeah, I hate negatives. Like, it's killing me to have a negative, but it's the way we rolled.
All right, and then we'll go back to class. And now for our level 4, we get to put a point. Actually, we get 2 points to spend now.
Yeah, you can put 2 in 1 or put 1 in 2.
I say get that 16 to an 18 for the dex.
Yeah, because if we're going to do a rogue, we need to get that bumped up there, and an 18 is respectable.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So our final numbers here: Strength 12, Dexterity 18, Constitution 16, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 10, Charisma 13.
I can roll with that.
Yeah. As a DM and even as a player, I'm okay with having like one negative stat just to add flavor. Like right now, Wilbert has, I think, a 7 in strength. But what's cool is that in his natural form, he's very pacifist. He's very like gentle, but he's a druid. So whenever he changes, like he gets those creatures beast stats, and it just kind of makes that not very important.
Yeah.
So I think if you take it and role play with it, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's manageable. You know, I'm not a fan of negatives just because. Well, I guess it really all depends on where the negative is. Like this negative in intelligence probably isn't going to affect this rogue very much.
Right.
But like it's when you're working against yourself and you're like, I'm a barbarian with a -2 strength. Why?
Yeah. No.
Like what did you do?
All right. Languages. We get common and then +1. So.
I really don't know. Like if this guy was showing up in because we've kind of established that our universes are on the same. Well, our campaigns are roughly in the same universe. What would make sense? Like in my world, in my campaign, the most common language is Dwarvish.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've thought about stuff like that for your campaign, but we could also just roll randomly.
I'm okay with either Dwarvish or Elvish, really.
Yeah. Do odds and evens. Evens, Elvish, Dwarvish is odd.
6. Elvish.
So Elvish, yeah, okay.
All right, background. Let me see.
Gotta be Urchin, right? If he's gonna be rogue.
Well, what is Urchin?
You're like a street urchin, like you grew up on the streets and yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. All right, so skill proficiency.
Stealth.
We've already got stealth maxed out. We can't
do it again.
I would say intimidation would be good for the streets.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
And insight.
Have we maxed out? Yeah, insight would be good. Yeah, that's a good one.
And then we get 2 tool proficiencies. Forgery kit would be good.
Did we already do thieves tools?
Yeah. Yeah, we're expert thieves tools.
Ooh, what if we gave him like a gambling set and that's how he like hustled?
Dice set? We could do that.
Yeah, that would be dope. Like he throws bones.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Do we want to do the suggested characteristics? I don't think we did that last time.
No, we skipped over that. I mean, this is an NPC. You build them how you want to.
All right, choose equipment. I think a rapier would be cool because it's finesse.
Yep.
Short bow and quiver, or a short sword. I say a short bow.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have range. I like to diversify.
Burglar's pack, I think, would be appropriate versus a Dungeoneer's or an Explorer's pack.
Absolutely.
That's it. And starting equipment. Go ahead and
equipped it all.
Equipped it, yeah. Yes. Wield. Oh, you know what we didn't do? HP. Rolled 8. I didn't roll all that. Okay, so what are we at?
The first one's max.
Right, so I need to do 4d8s. 10. Where are you at, Mr. D8? There you are. All right, so 4d8s. Let me get my notepad over here. So, a 1.
Great.
A 7.
Okay.
A 1.
9.
No, I'm re-rolling that one. That one was cocked. No, we're starting over. I did not roll 3 ones in a row. All right, 4. 3. Whoop-de-dee.
15. So we're up to
5.
20.
And a 3. And then the first one's a max at 8.
Right. So total, we rolled 23.
All right. So 47 total after
Pretty
con.
respectable for a level 5 rogue.
There we go. All right.
And boom, there he is, Duarte Magoots.
The assassin. It's a name that strikes fear in the hearts of anyone who hears it.
Duarte Magoots. Oh my god. Oh yeah. So tomorrow I will work on turning Duarte into an NPC, and he will be on D&D Beyond in the homebrew section where everyone can have access to him. Yada 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 yada. So yeah, if you hear this and you would like to use Duarte Magoots in your campaign, you are welcome to do so.
Awesome.
Oh, I see him. I'm just not acknowledging the fact that he's there. It's like Beetlejuice. If you talk about it too much, it becomes a thing.
All right, so we're gonna do the wheel.
Yeah, we gotta do the wheel. Share. Copy to clipboard. Let me pull up Facebook and send it to you on that. So yes. Let's decide what we're talking about next week. Oh, come on. I keep getting distracted. Darn my ADD. And boom jams. Also, if you would like Travis and I to Dungeon Master you a campaign, we charge a reasonable price.
That will also be a tier of the Patreon once we get it all
revamped. Yes, we need to meet this week about all that. I want to get that in order before I go back to work. Okay. So I think this week would be a great week to do so.
All right. Do we want to kind of individually just kind of jot some ideas down and then come together and flush it out and assign them to tiers? Just kind of have tier levels kind of at the ready.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I did for Bearded Book Club. It's just you start off small and you just get like this thing, and then the next one is you get everything before and this. Right. So yeah, we just need to come up with ideas of things to give people for being patrons and assign it to whichever one it is.
Cool. All right. You send me the wheel?
I did in Facebook chat.
Okay. Let me pull that up. Do 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 do. Pick a wheel. Huzzah!
Woo!
All right. So for the next episode, we're going to spin the wheel, see what our topic is.
Do we? Woo! You guys are hearing all the clicking, but I'm not.
The Turtle Package.
This is the Turtles.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Where did it go? Yeah, the Turtle Package is a source thing, but really what it does is it's interesting because it's all about turtles. It's the race turtle essentially is what this episode is going to be. But they actually put out a good amount of source material and lore to go with the turtle. So it's not like they just said, "Oh, owl creatures are now owlins, go." They have a bunch of information and lore about turtles. So yeah, this one's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love the turtles.
Yeah, they're very, very interesting.
All right. Well, I'm excited. Next
Next week,
episode.
the Turtle Package.
Yep. All right. Well, that's been episode 8 of Favorite Terrain.
2 months.
Woo! Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for everybody who has liked or subbed or rated or shared or just listened. We're thankful for you. Go find Two Beards Play and all your favorite social media platforms. I'm sure we're on there: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, all the things. Not Twitter. Twitter's lame. Too many people just argue over there. We're not about that life.
Yeah.
But yeah, go find us on all the things. Go give us a like or sub or share or whatever. And I think next week we're going to expand a little bit and start simulcasting to YouTube and Twitch. So if you prefer Twitch over the YouTubes, we're going to be on both. We'll give it a go. Because why not?
Because why not?
The more favorite terrain, the better.
Yep.
Anyway, so go find us on all those things. Go find us on Patreon. And again, if you want your topic discussed before anything else, Patreon's the way to do that. Go support us on Patreon and suggest a topic, and we'll be like, yes, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about it. And then we'll give you a shout out. It'll be cool. Trey looks very confused right now.
Sorry, I was just checking something.
Oh, okay. I think that's it. You got anything, Trey?
No, I think that was a good episode. I enjoy making characters. I think it's a lot of fun.
It is.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good one, and we'll get all that up tomorrow. Make sure that you, even if you watch the live stream, make sure that you listen on Spotify, and make sure, because that helps get the numbers up, and then eventually we can get some ad income going on this, and that would be great, because the great thing about the Spotify ads is that they are way more obtainable than YouTube ads. So that would be great.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm Travis.
I'm Trey. You did that when I was having a drink.
And we're Two Beards Play. And we're out. See you next time.
Later days.